ChuChu TV Storytime.
Once upon a time, there lived a husband and a wife. Their house was right next to a garden that was full of fruits and vegetables. One day, the wife saw a delicious-looking vegetable called Rapunzel growing in the garden.
Husband, look! There are Rapunzels growing in the neighbor's garden. They look delicious. Would you please bring me some?
The husband was afraid because the garden belonged to a witch. My dear, the garden belongs to a witch. I don't think it's safe for me to go there. The witch might cast a spell on me if she sees me. Then one day, the wife fell ill. She refused to eat anything that the husband gave her and only asked for the Rapunzels.
Rapunzels. They are all that I would like to eat. They are the only things that will make me feel better.
The husband was very worried about his wife. So later that night, he gathered all his courage and went into the witch's garden. I hope the witch is not here. I'll pluck a few Rapunzels quickly and run home. The wife enjoyed the Rapunzels and felt so much better after eating them that she wanted more.
These Rapunzels are making me feel much better. Dear, please get me some more.
The husband returned to the witch's garden to get more Rapunzels. But to his great shock, the witch was there. And when she saw the husband, she grew very angry.
You have been stealing my Rapunzels. You are a thief. I will cast a spell on you and turn you to stone.
The husband was very afraid. He began to shake with fear. I'm sorry. Please don't punish me. My wife is unwell. I only took the Rapunzels for her health. I will pay you whatever you want.
I don't want money, but I'll tell you what I want instead. When your wife gets better and has a baby, I will come and take the baby instead. And if you don't give it to me, I will turn you to stone.
Okay. The husband was very afraid of the witch, and so he agreed. Time passed, and the husband forgot all about the witch. His wife got better, and one day she gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. Soon after the baby's birth, the witch appeared.
I have come to take the baby. Ha ha ha! I hope you remember. You promised that you would give me your baby in exchange for my Rapunzels. Or else, I would turn you to stone. Huh?
I'll keep my word. You can take the baby. The witch took the baby.
I will name you Rapunzel, after the vegetable your father stole from my garden. And when you grow up, you will be my servant. Ha 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 ha!
The witch kept Rapunzel in a room atop a tall tower. The years passed, and Rapunzel grew into a pretty young lady with very long and thick golden hair. And since the tower had no stairs, Rapunzel could never leave. She would spend her days cooking and cleaning for the witch. Rapunzel was very lonely because there was no one to talk to. She would look out the window and sing songs with the hope that someone would hear her.
Hello, hello. Will you be my friend? I'd like a friend. A friend, friend, friend. Rapunzel! Rapunzel! Let down your hair. I'd like to use it as a ladder and stair.
Rapunzel would let down her hair, and the witch would use it to climb up to the tower. Poor Rapunzel. She spent all her days looking after the mean old witch. Each day, the witch would return to the tower to eat her meals and make Rapunzel do her chores. One day, a kind and handsome prince passed by the tower. He saw Rapunzel singing at the window.
Hello, hello. Will you be my friend? I'd like a friend. A friend, friend, friend.
The prince fell in love with Rapunzel immediately. He wanted to call out to her, but he saw the witch coming and hid. He then watched how the witch climbed up.
Rapunzel! Rapunzel! Let down your hair. I'd like to use it as a ladder and stair.
After the witch left, the prince called out to Rapunzel. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. I'd like to use it as a ladder and stair. Rapunzel was happy and surprised to see the prince. She let him climb up to the tower, and in no time, the two became good friends. One day, the prince asked Rapunzel to marry him. Rapunzel, will you marry me? If you say yes, I will go home and bring a silken ladder to take you out of this tower.
Yes, my dear prince. Yes.
And so, the prince left to bring a ladder. I'll be back soon, Rapunzel. I will take you far away from the witch and this tower.
Yes, my prince. Please come back soon.
The prince and Rapunzel were very happy, but they didn't know that the witch was watching them.
So, Rapunzel wants to leave me, and the prince is coming back to take her. I will teach them both a lesson that they will never forget.
To teach Rapunzel a lesson, the witch cut off Rapunzel's beautiful hair. The witch then cast a spell and sent Rapunzel to a far-away desert. When the prince returned to rescue Rapunzel, Rapunzel, my darling, please put down your hair so I can climb up. The witch put down Rapunzel's hair. The prince was expecting to see Rapunzel, but when he climbed into the window, he saw the witch.
Hello.
Huh? The heartless witch then pushed the prince down.
Down you go.
As the prince fell to the ground, his face hit a thorny bush that pricked his eyes and turned him blind. My eyes! I can't see a thing! Poor Rapunzel was lost in the desert. She was hungry and thirsty and had nowhere to go. and the prince wandered all over, wondering where Rapunzel was. Many months later, the prince and Rapunzel finally reached the same spot.
Hello, hello. Will you be my friend? I'd like a friend. A friend.
Rapunzel! Rapunzel! My darling! Where are you?
My dear prince, I'm so happy to see you.
Rapunzel cried with tears of joy the moment she saw the prince. And the tears that fell from her eyes went into the prince's eyes and healed them. Rapunzel! I can see you, my dear! The prince and Rapunzel returned to the prince's kingdom, where they married and lived happily ever after. Long ago, there lived a little brother and sister whose names were Hansel and Gretel. They lived with their father and stepmother in a tiny cottage at the edge of a forest. Hansel and Gretel's father was a woodcutter. He used to chop trees in the forest. He didn't earn very much money from his work, so the family had very little to eat. Hansel and Gretel's stepmother did not like the children. She thought they ate too much and that caring for them was too much work. One night, she complained to Hansel and Gretel's father.
I am fed up with your children. You need to leave them in the woods.
I can't do that. They are my children.
Of course you can. I'll show you how. Tomorrow at dawn, we'll take them into the forest and leave them there.
Hansel was still awake, and he heard everything his stepmother had said. Later that night, Hansel snuck out of the house and picked up some shiny white pebbles that were sparkling in the dark. At dawn the next day, Hansel and Gretel's stepmother called out to them.
Your father and I are going to the forest to chop wood. You children are coming with us. Here's a loaf of bread in case you get hungry.
As they walked into the forest, Hansel secretly dropped the pebbles he had to mark the path. When they arrived deep in the heart of the forest, the children's father and stepmother split off to chop some wood.
We are going to chop wood. You two must wait here until we return.
Yes, Mother.
The kids spent the whole day alone in the forest. As night approached, Hansel and Gretel's father and stepmother had not returned.
Hansel? I'm starting to get really scared. When are Mother and Father going to come back to take us home?
I don't think they're coming back, Gretel. But you don't have to worry. I'll get us home.
The pebbles Hansel had dropped on the ground were sparkling in the dark, and the kids were able to follow them all the way back to their house. Their father was delighted to see them. Hansel and Gretel, thank goodness you are safe. I am sorry. I'll never leave you alone again. A few days later, Hansel and Gretel's father went to the town to repair his axe, and Hansel and Gretel were left alone in the house with their stepmother.
Now that their father is far away, this is the perfect time for me to get rid of those brats.
The evil stepmother ordered the children out of the house.
Come on, you! We're going to have a picnic in the forest.
A picnic? Now?
Hansel didn't trust his stepmother. He secretly snatched a loaf of bread and hid it away. As they walked into the forest, Hansel dropped breadcrumbs on the ground behind him. Once they were deep inside the forest, their stepmother looked at them harshly and said,
You two wait here. I'll come back in a little while.
The children waited, but their stepmother didn't come back. It grew dark, and Gretel again started to feel very afraid.
Hansel, let's go home. I'm scared.
We need to wait until morning, Gretel. I left a trail of breadcrumbs, but we won't be able to see them until morning when it's brighter.
When the sun rose, Hansel and Gretel went looking for the breadcrumbs, but they couldn't find them anywhere.
Oh no! The birds and the mice must have eaten the breadcrumbs.
How will we go home now?
Hansel and Gretel walked and walked through the forest, hoping to find someone who could help them. After some time, Hansel and Gretel came across a marvelous house. It was made of gingerbread and decorated with chocolates, gumdrops, and a bunch of other sweets.
Look at that house, Hansel. It's made of our favorite sweets.
It looks so yummy.
The two children were so hungry that they broke off big pieces of the house and started eating them. An old woman came out of the house. She smiled when she saw Hansel and Gretel.
You poor children. You must be very hungry. Come in. I'll give you some hot milk to drink.
Hansel and Gretel went into the old woman's house, where she fed them very nicely.
Drink as much as you like, children. Don't be shy. There's plenty.
When Hansel and Gretel had finished, they told the old woman that they wanted to go home.
Thank you for feeding us. Can you tell us how we can go home now?
The old woman laughed.
Home? Never. You two are staying here so that I can eat you up.
Huh?
Poor Hansel and Gretel. The old woman had trapped them. By the time the children realized that the old woman was a child-eating witch who had built a house of sweets to trap them, it was too late. The old witch locked Hansel up in a cage.
You stay here, boy, until you are plump enough for me to eat.
The witch then turned to Gretel.
You, my dear, work for me now.
She made Gretel cook and clean and wash and scrub. In the mornings, the old witch would check to see if Hansel was plump enough to eat.
Show me your finger, Hansel. Let's see how plump you are.
Knowing the old witch didn't see well, Hansel would trick her by holding out a chicken bone.
Ah, you are still too skinny.
One morning, the witch was feeling very hungry. Angrily, she called out to Gretel.
Gretel, today I am going to eat Hansel for breakfast. Fill up the big pot with boiling water. I will make a nice Hansel soup. Huh?
Poor Gretel. She didn't know what to do. She knew she had to save Hansel, and so thought of a plan as she was putting the pot of water to boil. After some time, the old witch came to see if the water in the pot was boiling.
Is the water boiling yet? I'm ready to eat. I'm not sure. I can't see inside the pot. It's too high for me.
The witch was so eager to eat Hansel that she climbed up on the stove and peeped inside the pot. Clever little Gretel then pushed the old witch into the pot with all her might.
Yeah!
The old witch fell into the boiling water, and Gretel closed the lid. She then unlocked the cage and let Hansel out.
The old witch is gone, Hansel. We can go home now. Hooray!
Not only was the witch gone, but Hansel and Gretel found a pot full of gold coins in the witch's house.
We'll be able to buy plenty of food with this.
After walking for a very long time, Hansel and Gretel finally found their way out of the forest. When they reached home, their father was waiting for them. Children, I'm so happy to see you. Thank goodness you've come back. I've kicked your stepmother out of the house, She will never bother us again." Hansel and Gretel showed their father the gold coins they had found. He was delighted. The three of them were never short of money again, and they all lived happily ever after.
In a lush green savanna, there lived a pride of lions. One day, the king of the pride was basking in the sun, enjoying playtime with his cub. The lioness sat beside him, happily watching the two of them play together. Not far from the lion's den, there lived a king mouse and his loyal subjects. As the king mouse sat on a rock and laughed, watching the lion cub wrestle about, a naughty mouse stepped out of the burrow. The naughty mouse was clearly thinking about teasing the lion. When the king mouse realized the naughty mouse's intent, he said,
"Naughty mouse, do not go and disturb the Lion King."
Why not, sire? What could the Lion King do to me?
He will probably get very angry, roar loudly, and eat you.
You are just saying that to scare me, sire.
The naughty mouse ran towards the Lion King. The king mouse was stunned by the naughty mouse's actions and watched. As the naughty mouse pulled on the Lion King's long mane, made it into a soft bed, and laid down on it. This annoyed the Lion King, who was enjoying playing with his cub. Angrily, the Lion King roared and flicked the naughty mouse away with his claw. The naughty mouse rolled, bumped into his friends, and knocked them all down. Then, the Lion King marched towards the naughty mouse and roared again, this time even louder. The naughty mouse shivered with fear. Reacting quickly, the king mouse ran and stood between the Lion King and the naughty mouse and said,
"Please forgive this child, O mighty king."
He turned to the naughty mouse and angrily asked him to leave. Then, turning back to the Lion King, he said,
"O mighty king, I beg of you, please forgive the child for his actions."
That child is naughty and needs to be punished. I'm going to eat him.
O mighty king, please eat me instead.
Ha 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 ha! I will eat you both.
Startled, the king mouse stepped back, drew his sword, and said,
You leave me no choice. I must defend my subjects.
The Lion King was shocked by the king mouse's reply and moved closer to the king mouse. The king mouse shivered with fear, but still braced himself for battle. The Lion King spoke.
You are very courageous and loyal in your care for your subjects. Your brave challenge in defense of your subjects has impressed me and convinced me to let you both go.
The king mouse was so happy to hear this.
I thank you, mighty king, and I vow to repay your kindness.
A few days later, the Lion King and the Lioness were out walking in the savannah. Little did they know that a hunter had set a trap to catch the Lion King. Not seeing the danger, the Lion King walked right into the trap. Our king! Our king! He is trapped in a cage set by a hunter. We need to find a way to get him out right away. Soon after, as the King Mouse was taking his evening walk, he noticed the Lion King in the cage. He whistled loudly, and an army of mice came running, thinking their king was in danger. When they arrived, the King Mouse pointed towards the cage and commanded,
We must all work together to free the mighty Lion King. Let's do it! Charge!
All of the mice immediately started chewing on the bars of the cage, which quickly gave way. Freeing the Lion King. The lioness jumped with joy.
O mighty Mouse King, I thank you and your subjects for saving my life.
Mighty Lion King, you are very welcome. I'm just happy that I was able to repay the kindness you showed us by sparing our lives.
The next morning, as the Lion King and the lioness were sitting in the sun, they noticed the King Mouse going for his walk. The Lion King and the lioness smiled at the King Mouse and saluted him. The King Mouse returned the smile and the salute. From that day on, they were the best of friends and lived happily ever after.
Once there lived a lion who always roared with anger when he couldn't find any food to satisfy his hunger. Every day, the ferocious lion went on a killing spree, hunting down animal prey, at least 2 or 3. The animals were worried, and so they gathered together. They made a plan to meet the lion without delaying further. The lion was overjoyed when he saw them coming near, and said to himself, whom do I eat first, the hare or the deer?
Good day to you, dear King. We'd like your opinion about something we've been thinking.
Okay. What is your petition? I am here to listen to your problem and give you a solution. The jackal bravely said,
If you continue with so much killing, there won't be a single animal left here to call you king.
The lion replied, Then what am I supposed to do? Am I a fool to go without food? The jackal spoke,
Don't worry about your daily meal. We shall surrender one by one. Isn't that a good deal?
Well, not a bad idea at all. The lion said with delight, Then I don't have to go around hunting. Am I right? The jackal nodded.
Yes, right here. You will get your food.
The lion agreed. Your suggestion is indeed very good. Every day, one animal was sent as prey to the lion. For the king, getting the meal without a strain was fine. The lion soon became healthy and strong as steel. Then one day, it was the hare's turn to become his meal. The hare hatched a plan to stop this wicked act. Hare decided to go very late, using his clever tact. The lion became very impatient and shouted out in anger. The hare timidly snuck towards the roaring lion. The lion shouted out with anger. It's already 9:30. I need an explanation for this. Do you hear? Don't you know that I would be waiting here?
Another lion attacked me.
The hare cooked up a story.
When I told him about you, his face became red with fury. Your Majesty, he has challenged you to a fight. He wants to rule the forest after proving his might.
The lion shouted. Take me to that arrogant lion at once. I will teach him a lesson for testing my patience. The hare led the lion to an old broken well. Seeing his reflection inside, the lion began to yell. Looking at his image, he mistakes it for another lion and says, "Wait till I attack you. I'll get you, you swine." The lion was gone for good, and the animals in the forest lived in a happy mood.
It was a lovely green forest, which was home to a lot of animals. A cute baby elephant by the name of JINGO lived in the forest. The baby elephant felt lonely and wanted to make more friends. One day, the baby elephant said to itself,
I'm bored of being alone. I would go around the forest, explore, and make new friends. That would make me good and happy.
The baby elephant finishes its breakfast. It starts on an expedition to find new friends.
Hey there! I'm JINGO. I am an elephant. Hello, I'm Plucky. I am a monkey. Nice to meet you, Plucky. Could you be my friend? Kidding me? No way! You are way too big. We can't play swinging from tree to tree. Okay. I still see you as my friend.
The sad baby elephant walked on, not giving up hope. The baby elephant walks through an area which had big bamboo trees.
Hey there! I'm JINGO. I am an elephant.
Hello, I'm Spotty. I am a panda.
Nice to meet you, Spotty. Could we be friends?
What? No way! You are way too big! You will gobble up all my bamboo trees!
So you don't want to be friends with me? I will still see you as my friend.
Having walked a long way, the baby elephant felt thirsty. It found a pond and started to drink water from the pond. It heard gurgling sounds and saw a head pop out of the water.
Hey there! I'm Jingo. I am an elephant. Hello, I'm Abby. I am a hippopotamus. Nice to meet you, Abby. Could we be friends? No way. That's never gonna happen. You are way too big. You can't play with me under the water. Maybe not. I can play with you on land. Nah, that's not gonna happen. You will still be my friend. It's getting dark. Let me get back home and come back tomorrow.
Next day, the baby elephant, after finishing his breakfast, heads on its expedition. It sees the animals running helter-skelter. It stops one of the animals.
Hey there! I'm Jingo. I am an elephant.
Hello, I am Chubby. I am a brown bear.
Nice to meet you, Chubby.
Gotta run.
Hey! Hang on! Why are you running?
The mean tiger bandit is trying to eat us. We are running to hide from his wrath. Gotta run. Go hide and be safe.
Guess I should talk to Bandit. I should make him stop from hunting other animals. Hey there! I'm Jingo. I am an elephant.
I am the great bandit. I am a tiger.
Oh, okay. So you are the one killing my friends.
Yes. What are you gonna do about it?
You got to deal with me first before you hurt one more of my friends.
You dare challenge Bandit?
Yes. Stop. Or else.
Or else what?
My dear friends, the tiger is gone for good. You can all come out and won't have to hide anymore.
Sorry we were all rude. We have realized our mistake. We will all be friends with you.
They all danced in joy and played around, and they all lived happily ever after.
Deep in the forest, there lived a timid rabbit. He was very lazy and a daydreamer by habit. One day in his dream, he saw the world breaking piece by piece. The sky was falling, and thus he lost his peace. Just when the rabbit was seeing this terrible dream, a coconut fell, and he woke up with a scream. The sky is falling down! All of you, come out! Run! Run for your life! He began to shout. Nearby in a field, there was a buffalo. Seeing the rabbit run, he called,
Hey, what's happening, fellow? Why are you running so fast? Tell me, what's the matter?
The rabbit said.
Just follow me. I'll tell you everything later.
Rabbit then told him everything. And they both ran together. Buffalo shouted loudly, asking everyone to gather. Drinking water from a pond, nearby there was a deer. He asked,
Where are you both running? And why with so much fear?
Buffalo yelled,
Run, my friend. The sky is falling down. It's not just us, it's everyone. This is the talk of the town.
The deer followed, and now there were 3. They screamed at an elephant resting under a tree. The elephant stood up when he heard them calling. He asked,
Why do you run as if the sky is falling? You are absolutely right,
said the deer.
The sky is indeed falling down here.
The elephant followed, and now there were 4. All of them shrieked and created an uproar.
The sky is
falling.
All
of you run.
All the animals began to join them one by one. The sound of these animals woke up the sleeping lion. He roared with anger.
You're crossing the line.
Jackal spoke nervously.
Sky is falling, O king. Please join us, as there is no time for thinking.
Who told you this?
The lion asked the jackal. Jackal said,
This bear told me about the skyfall.
Bear pointed at the elephant and elephant at the deer. This way, one by one pointed at the other with fear. Finally, Lion knew it was all started by the rabbit. He roared angrily.
So you are the culprit.
Rabbit said,
Okay, I am not telling a lie. I saw the sky falling down with my own eye.
The lion asked,
Where did you see the sky fall?
Rabbit said,
Come with me, and I'll show you all.
So everyone followed the rabbit to his place. A coconut was found lying in the open space. Lion told the rabbit,
It was only this coconut. It wasn't the sky which fell. You daydreaming nut! You have mistaken everything and misled all of them too. They blindly believed a dreamer like you.
Rabbit felt ashamed and apologized to everyone. They all cooled down and recalled their actions with fun. At that moment, a big coconut fell with a loud sound. They all burst into laughter as it rolled on the ground. Once there lived a fox with a very cunning nature, who played a lot of pranks on many innocent creatures. The fox was bored and wanted some fun, and thought,
It's time to trick someone. I'll play a practical joke on that crane.
so the fox went to meet her down the lane. The fox said,
Crane, you are growing much thinner. My dear friend, why don't you come over for dinner?
That evening, the crane went to the fox's place. And the fox poured the soup in flat, shallow plates.
It's gonna be fun when the crane drinks. Flat plate, long beaks.
He thinks, and then he says, "Help yourself, dear friend." As the fox drinks his soup in a mere second, the poor crane struggles. He finds it hard to drink. "I can help if you want. What do you think?" The crane gets embarrassed and says, "Oh, no thanks." And he thinks, "I'll put an end to his dirty pranks." Crane says sarcastically, "Your soup was delicious. Thank you very much for being so courteous." The crane continues, "Okay, time to go. Won't you join me at my house tomorrow?" The fox was surprised by the crane's kind gesture and says, "Why not? I'll be there for sure." The next day, the fox goes to Crane's house in style. The crane welcomes him with a vengeful smile. Crane says, "Have a drink of this specialty of mine." "You can drink from this jug. Yes, that will be fine." The crane quickly drinks the soup with its long beak and says, "This special soup can give strength to the weak." The fox tries to lick the soup from the jug, but he can't even get a drop onto his tongue. The fox then puts down his head in shame, and from then on, decided to stop his mean game. Once there lived a hare who boasted quite a lot about the things that he could do and the things that he could not. He kept on bullying the tortoise for being very slow.
I can run 100 times faster than you know.
The upset tortoise then proposed a race with the hare. The hare just scoffed.
Oh my God! Don't give me a scare!
The next day came, and the tortoise stood ready for the race. The hare was shocked to see him there and gave an awkward gaze. Surprised, the hare exclaimed,
I thought you said it just for fun.
The tortoise said,
I mean what I say. Come on, it's time. Let's run.
All the animals gathered. What a thrill to watch this race! They saw the tortoise's willpower, and it left them quite amazed. The whistle blew and the race began, with cheers and much fanfare. The tortoise trotted slowly, while swiftly ran the hare. The hare was far ahead, leaving the tortoise way behind. The tortoise moved slowly and steadily, and he didn't seem to mind. The overconfident hare, he thought.
Let me take a rest. That tortoise will never ever win, even if he tries his best.
Soon the hare was fast asleep under a willow tree, and the tortoise slowly crawled ahead with patience and with glee. Steadily, the tortoise crawled and neared the winning post. And looking back, he thought, henceforth, that hare he cannot boast. Tortoise crossed the finish line to loud applause and cheer. And hearing that, hare woke up, feeling shock and fear. He rushed ahead only to find that tortoise had won the race. Feeling bad, the hare repented and lowered his head in disgrace. He congratulated the tortoise amidst a loud uproar and said,
Well done! You won the race. I won't bully you anymore.
The tortoise said,
Thank you, Hare. Let's hold this trophy together. I think that after the race today, that we'll be friends forever. It was a lovely village with a stream and a forest nearby. A mouse, a tortoise, a stork, and a deer were the thickest of friends, lived in the forest. The mouse stood up on the log of a fallen tree and said, These teeth of mine with which I chew helps make a hole to escape through. With my teeth and legs I trench a tunnel that ends in my burrow like a funnel. The tortoise stood by the log and said, Shell of mine is strong like steel, keeps me safe from being a meal. Throw that rock on me at will, see it crumble hitting my shell. The stork, wanting to show its strength, jumps in and said to the tortoise, Big strong beak and my feathery wings with ease can carry small and big things. Hop onto my back and go on a flight, up in the air where you feel so light. The deer jumped in and said, These legs of mine are so strong, use them I do and run for long. Hind legs of mine that help me jump, land on my front too without a bump. They started to play with each other and realized they were getting hungry. Tired we are since it's time for lunch. Our tummy needs a share of munch. Should eat some food and play again. Strength we will all stand to gain. A hunter, standing behind a tree, heard the deer and its friends talk. The hunter said to himself, This deer that's going to get his grace, follow him I will through this maze. It would make my dinner at the least. I should hunt it and make a feast. Ha 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 ha. Three of them made a plan to save their friend from the hunter. Hop into my mouth and on my back, I can carry a boat like a gunny sack. We together should save our friend from the evil hunter we should defend. Come on! The stork flew low on top of a pond and said to the tortoise, Jump in the pond as we have planned, pretend to be hurt and lie on the land. Jump on the hunter and rattle him. Aim he will miss once you startle him. Dear friend of ours will escape his aim and will strip the hunter of his game. Hunter! Hunter! Run! Run! Deer starts to run. The mouse quickly gnawed on the bowstring and snapped it. Having lost his dinner, the hunter was annoyed.
I won't let go of this tasty deer. Act of the mouse, I won't fear. Need no bow, no the arrow. Swift I will be, like a sparrow. Ha 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 ha.
Not giving up his hunt, the hunter chased the deer with all his energy. All of a sudden, the hunter's chase came to a grinding halt.
The hunter noticed the tortoise, which pretended to lie hurt.
I'm so tired trying to catch the deer. Failed to hunt him when he was near. We'll hunt and eat him on another day. We'll cook and feast on this tortoise today. Yummy!
Having lost his hunt, the hunter went back home empty-handed. The stork sees the hunter leave and swoops down and whistles. Hop on, my dear little friends. We should comfort our dear friend. When we find him, he would be in fear. Let's hug him and tell him we are here. Look! There he is! Looking all scared. Let's comfort him. They hug and comforted in reassurance. The four of them start to dance and play once again. They recollected the incident, laughed, and said, "We should remember this and should be alert."
I wonder what my toys will do now.
He only liked wearing black t-shirts and his favorite blue jeans.
And he would pester his mother to buy him a new toy every day.
Keep them clean. Miss Dorothy has also told you to keep your hands clean.